It says I'm live, but I'm not seeing myself. I'm not seeing this thing working. 1 second. If you're there, I don't know why every night this has to be a fun little challenge. There it is. All right. All right. It is 12/8/2025. Welcome to tonight's stream of the Unplanned Adventure. We're going to go a little bit deeper into what we talked about last night. I talked to Clark Motel. I talked to one of their representatives, and they were telling me all about the rescues they had. They had five of them this week alone, so it's been pretty busy up there. My name is Ryan, and I'm going to go through and talk about some of this stuff. But give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up here and show you, or just talk about what he sent me last night. Uh, I need to get his name because it only pops up as Clark Motel. I should have done that. Put a shout out in the YouTube channel for Clark Motel, so you can see all of that. And sorry about the back feed there because I had to pull my YouTube up and it was playing in the background, so you're probably hearing twice as much. But I think I got it fixed now. So they wanted to share that they actually what they actually do for the sledding community. So their address is located in Eckerman, but they're actually he told me he's only like 200 feet or 200 yards from uh, the strong line between Eckerman and Strong's. So he kind of identifies a little bit more of Strong's, and they are right next to the tavern right there on the corner. And I have to get the name of that, but oh, Strong's Tavern. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, the Strong's Tavern in Strong's. So they say they have beyond motels, cabins, and a campground, but they're basically there for 24/7 lifeline for riders who are in trouble. They run a shop that never closes. It's stocked with new and used parts every season, and they rescue close to 400 broken down or stuck sledders out on the trails. Their track record, they've only had about 10 sleds they couldn't get back on the snow. People all over the internet know if you're stranded, call Clark, they'll come. They've earned an MSA President's Award for their work, and they have been featured in multiple times in the Snow Tech magazine for everything they do to help other riders. They've become that place that you can rely on, not just during business hours, but anytime. And like I said, this week alone, he said that they have uh, doubled their rescue, and they've had their fifth rescue just this week. Those riders weren't off the trail; they were on marked trails, Trail 45 near Paradise, hitting the swamps that weren't even frozen. Even Wood TV Channel 8 down in Grand Rapids used one of their earlier rescue photos. And I tried to pull that video, but it did not pull over very well. And like I said, I had a part here where I was going to show that, but it would not show it. So just remember, Clark Motel isn't just a place to stay; they're a safety net for the entire trail system. Rescue, repair, shelter, support, a cornerstone of the UP sledding community. And they're right there with it, right there, just outside of Strong's. I know this trail, 45. That's the trail I tried to use a couple seasons ago, and it looked great. But when you looked right at it, they had a bunch of snow. That you looked at it and was like, "Oh, this is going to be no problem." We got maybe 50 yards into that, and it was anything but a good time. Immediately we were well. Immediately we regretted the what we were doing. But yeah, but and that really is kind of why I started this whole thing and the whole unplanned adventure, because it seems like every time we go out, we talk about one thing, we do something, and it ends up being something totally different. And as to where we end up, how we get there, and everything else. I hope that back feed is not coming into the thing that I can hear. I don't know if this microphone is just not very good or whatever, but and to go back, let me scroll down here for just a second and we'll get into this. So like I said before, I showed you these different snowmobiles and what was going on with them. They had gotten off the trail. It was kind of a mess. I almost bear with me 1 second here. This thing's supposed to have a automatic transmit or transition for me and supposed to let me scroll through these pictures, but it is not working very well. Let's get back to this here. Boy, that's discouraging whenever you sit here and mess with it beforehand. And I got to say this. When I decided I was going to do this whole YouTube thing, I thought, man, this isn't going to be that bad. I'll get on here. We'll look at a few things. We'll do a few things, and maybe get some people to talk back and forth with me, and it'll be easy. And lo and behold, it is not that easy. It is. There a lot of time goes into this. I actually got off of work, got home a couple hours ago, and sat down here, and I've been messing with this for a while. And I even ran through and did a few things, and thought, okay, well, I am ready to go. Things are going to be a lot different tonight. It's because uh, and speaking of which, I got some feedback. It wasn't positive, but you know, I'm very happy that this person reached out to me and sent this to me, because I wanted to I wanted to make sure that I was getting some good information. And my whole point was, tonight I was going to come back here, I was going to uh jump into this, and I was hoping that it would be all set up and be ready to go. Sorry, I'm looking at something at the same time, because I'm trying to figure out why all of a sudden this thing decided not to work. Oh, 2 and 0. That's supposed to be the slideshow. All right, so let's try that again. Let's try two. Ah, look at that. Look, it's working now. It's working. Yay. Um, and again, this is that snowmobile we were looking at yesterday. They got off the trail, had a little incident, uh, and it kind of looks like the front end was a little smashed. So it's unfortunate, but according to the report, he also stated they were just wet, and nobody seemed to get hurt. So that's a good thing. Here's another picture of the skidoo, and then I'm gonna have a picture of the Polaris will jump up there. And again, Clark Motel, shout out to them. These people got hurt, got into a predicament, got wet, probably out there. If this wasn't here, who knows? They who knows how far they would have had to walk, what would have happened, so shout out to Clark Motel. They're up there. And um I put something on there. I'm gonna try and do something else, to put something else out there, because I want to make sure that if you can, donate to these type of organizations up there, because they're out there doing this on their own. Um, they're buying equipment on their own, so you know, any little bit helps. And by all means, get out there. I think I said this before. When they're out there, they could lose equipment in the snow. Ropes and straps could snap. Any of this stuff could break, and then they've got to go out of their pocket to go get this stuff. So, you know, If you can, donate to their cause, help them out so they can keep going. Go look for that, look them up, look on their page. If you go to my page, which is I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but if you go to my page, that is, yeah, if you go to my page on here, is it not transition? I can't stand this thing. It really makes me mad. So I got to go in here and keep messing with stuff that I've already tested. Ah, there it goes. So the first one you're seeing there, that's the group, Indian River Snowmobile, ATV, and Water Sports. You can go out there and find it. Um, if you go out there and ask to join the group, there's a lot of information out there, people talking about that local area, so you can get on there and if you want to know trail conditions and stuff like that, people are talking about it. They're also talking about possible closures or anything that's on the trail, or if somebody loses something, it's a good way that people can get information out there and say, hey, I lost something on trail, such and such. Did anybody pick it up? And then you can get with them and possibly get to them. The next one, the Unplanned Adventure. This is my Facebook page. You can go out there. Please go out there and follow and like the videos. Same thing with YouTube. Can you like and subscribe? I appreciate it. Any little bit helps. I'm trying to get to 1,000, 1,000 on both of them. So it'd be great if I could get everybody from the Snowmobile uh, group or the web or the Facebook group just to go over to YouTube and the page, like it. We would be in business. I would be set up. Um, I'm getting a lot of backfeed. I hope it's not messing you guys up. And then the other thing that I've got is another page. This is Inland Lakes Snowmobile Club. Go out there and follow them. And if there's again, if there's any club you want to mention, Petoskey, any of them, I'm going to reach out to them anyway and see if I can give them a shout out. But if there's any club that you'd like me to mention, please, by all means, say something, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. The only way these clubs survive is by word of mouth and people getting out there and joining them. And I know that a lot of the snowmobilers that go up to that area are not from that area, and they don't think about joining any of these clubs. And any little bit helps. Plus, it gives you a chance to reach out and meet new people and just have a good time. Like I said, in inland lakes, it's $15 a person, or $20 for a uh, $20 for a couple. So just remember, go out there, follow that. Again, Indian River, Indian Indian River, um, snowmobiling, ATV, and water sports. If you can get out there, and if you get on there tonight and ask to join the group, I will approve it tonight, and you'll get live notifications for when I go live on here, and you'll get other information of the area, or people selling snowmobiles, people offering up Airbnbs and stuff like that. Um, if anybody's interested, there is a there is a possibility that if you wanted to rent some space, I might have some space available, so you don't have to pull your trailer back and forth. But if you can, reach me in the chat here, or hit me up on Facebook. Either way. And moving right along, the other thing I wanted to talk about was, again, I can't stress it enough. I say it in every single one of my videos. Um, and so far, I hope it's going good. I don't know how many people have actually joined, but here is, let's go back to this because it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. But here is the Groomer app, and you know it's the Groomer Tracker app. It's available in the App Store, uh, and it's also available through on both iPhone and Android devices. You go on here, you can join. What you're looking at right now is the map, and it shows the different areas and how well they've been groomed. Where when it shows purple, it I believe it that means that's just the trail. So if it's showing purple right now, you download the app and it's just showing purple, nobody's groomed it, or they don't have a groomer tracker on that. The green means it's been done in less than 12 hours or in the last 12 hours. Yellow means 12 to 24, and of course red means 24 plus, which typically isn't an issue until you get into the heavy weekends. And again, you get on here, you look at the different things here. I'll tell you one thing, it messes me up when I'm doing this is I'm trying to uh yeah, that's funny, Aaron. I'm trying to sit here and I'm watching my live feed and I'm trying to watch this at the same time. And what I need to do is focus just on this and let the live feed go. But my chat doesn't work very well in this program. So then I have to go over here and look at this. Um, so this map here, this is a bigger map that shows all the areas that are covered under the app at this time. And like I said, Indian River has been added to it. I It's funny in my live feed, I'm watching myself point at the screen, and you don't know what I'm pointing at, but I could do oh, wrong way. I got to point this way, so that's the map right there. Get this thing to transition to the next. All right. So again, it just shows the different areas and um, what constitutes or what you can follow. And if you go in here, it did not download the other picture that I wanted, but you can go in there and you can type in Michigan, or you can type in, this thing is moving a lot faster than I thought. Let me get back to this one screen and then I'll let it catch up. But you can go in there, you can pick the map and you can do a list and it'll show all the different ones. And it's $9.99 to join each club. You can also tip to give them more money if that's what you so desire. But you can join several clubs. You can watch what they're doing, see how often they're going. You can also, if you're planning that trip and sitting out there, you're sitting out there wondering how bad the trails are, or is it worth making the trip on a Saturday afternoon? You can look on there and see how often they go. I know that the around the Gaylord area, around that place, Petoskey, they groom quite a bit. Up around where Strong's, where the Clark Motel is, they groom quite regularly. So it helps you out. It's a good tool, gives you something to check out, and you know so on and so forth. And then you know, and since not all of us can go watch, I got my little hype video here. I'm not really sure why it's doing what it's doing, but it's doing some crazy stuff there. And Austin and Aaron are on here tonight. And it's funny because I had my first hype video, and my first hype video showed, yeah, my first hype video showed had Austin and Aaron and all of us up there, and for some reason that became corrupt the last time. So I'm going to go ahead and add it back in here because I do like that one. And bear with me for 2 seconds. Yeah, I wish I might have to have you guys start calling in, asking questions, because that would be kind of fun little interaction that way. So I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. But I do get a great conversation with a very intelligent person when I talk to myself. So it's not it's not the end all be all. Where am I looking here? I'm looking at media source, and then let's just find that real quick. Bear with me. Like I said, I like this video. I wish I don't know why it started having issues. Uh-oh, don't even see it. Maybe that's what the problem was, is it's in the wrong place. Now we can use this one. Make sure you like and subscribe. Rumble. I don't know if anybody gets on the Rumble app, but I'm on Rumble as well. And we can you can find me in a whole bunch of different ways, and hopefully before too long, I might even have some different merchandise out here. I'm looking at a few things, and I think I can send that your way, or send that out. And tell you the truth, I would even, if somebody said, "Hey, I want a T-shirt," and I can get it, I will probably give it to you for free, because I just want to walk into a place up there and see somebody wearing the T-shirt. That would be kind of interesting. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to find. Let's see. Oh, let's look up the. Let me add the trail cam back in here, and let's look and see how the conditions are. Trail cam 7. My live feed, I think they changed it after so long, or who knows, maybe they got. Hopefully they didn't get mad at me. I'm gonna try to reach out and hold on 1 second, getting it. Boom, pasted. And it's not show. Oh, there it goes. So there's the trail cam. You can see it looks like it's just under 20 degrees up there, and I got a shout out to Brian Switkowski, I think is how I say that. I need to reach out to him. Actually, I'm going to do that right now while we're on here. And I'm going to say, "Hey, are you going to be mad at me if I keep doing this?" No, there's no way to do it except in the live chat. I don't want to do it through the live chat. So I will get on there, reach out to him, because I've actually talked to a few different people in that area, as far as Michigan and the upper Michigan area. And I'm talking to a few different people that have YouTube channels, and see if we can do some cross platform stuff and talk about the area that they're in, and see if maybe, um, you know, maybe things, we can talk about some different areas, and maybe even plan some different trips, and that'd be kind of fun. So, like I said, please, by all means, come out there, find your join one of these grooming or join one of these clubs, and please support your local grooming and help them out. They need as much help as possible. I'll even put some of that stuff out here to kind of look at that. I'll get that out there in the next couple of days. I'll add another one. Probably won't do anything tomorrow night, or no, tomorrow's Tuesday. I will do another one tomorrow night. I'll do another uh, a live feed tomorrow night and talk about some different things. Hopefully, I can get up the guy from Clark Motel, because I'd like to actually get his name and not just call him Clark Motel, if he's okay with that. Maybe he doesn't want his name out there, but you know, we'll get that information out there. And plus, I'd like to hear some more of the stories about the different. I'd like to hear about more of the stories that are going on, and maybe even have him call in here Um, maybe have him call in here and maybe explain some of the stuff that's going on, or some of the places you need to stay away from. And if there's anybody else out there that does this kind of work, please, reach out to me. Let me know. I will put a shout out there for you. I will even talk about what you're going through, and maybe get you out here to talk about some different stuff in your area that people need to avoid. Um, over the I mean, people put stuff out there all the time on the Facebook and on Facebook and everything, but it doesn't always get out there in the right manner. And then I also know that some people will go out there and you know talk negatively about something, but maybe if we get on here and you can explain exactly what's going on, maybe it won't be as detrimental. Or and then some people like just listening to it. They can pull this up and listen to this in the background instead of trying to go through about 100 different feeds to figure out what's going on. I hope that back feed is not going into everybody else's stuff. For some reason, something is all of a sudden decided it's going to make some different noises. Do you guys hear that? If anybody's in the chat, any type of static? Hopefully it's just on my end. Oh, and it stopped. All right. Stopped on my end anyway. Hoping some snowmobiles would shoot through. Last night we were watching this, and snowmobiles went through, but there was a delay between the feed that I was showing and the feed you were seeing, and um, it did not. You couldn't hear it. It kind of resonate, or it kind of went through, and then I could. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but something is causing some issues here. So it almost sounds like it's I don't know. I mean, we do have some crazy storms coming through right now, and it's snowing, going kind of crazy, but I don't know. But it just stopped. Let's see, all the Bradshaws are having a family reunion in the chat area. Yeah, let's see. Well, I was excited last night. My my chat or my I was at 50 something. I can't remember how many it was. 50, I think. 50 people. 50 um 50 people on my that were subscribing, and then it jumped up to 105 this morning. I looked at it, and then it fell back down to 98. So I did some research to find out, okay, what happened, and I guess there are a lot of bots out there that will all of a sudden do some crazy stuff and then join. And I thought maybe I'd been hacked also, because uh, I went on here to do a live feed and it said something about Fortnite. I've never even played that game, but it said Fortnite live stream. So I was a little concerned as to what might have happened. Um, but it ended up being nothing. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to change it over so you guys can see something different. And I was also putting this on here so you're not just looking at me the whole time. But again, if you can, go out there and join Inland Lakes Snowmobile Club. And let's see here. This is crazy. Keeps making that noise, and it's yeah, great times. It was great times until we went right into that water, and then it wasn't so great times. So I'm just glad all we did was get the snowmobiles a little dirty. It could have been really really bad. That's what I get for buying something on Temu because this thing is all of a sudden decided tonight it's going to make all kinds of noise. So, like I was saying, yesterday I went on there and I was on my YouTube channel. I got up to, I think I was at 51 subscribers, and then this morning I woke up and we were at 98 subscribers. Then I went to Rumble. I had 44 people following me, which was kind of significant, and so it's growing. Like I said, if I could get the 1,800 people that are shown here on the Indian River snowmobile and ATV and water sports group to just jump over and subscribe, that would be great because then it would take care of a lot of things. I wanted to, let's see here. Last night it was exciting. I got up to, I know it's not a lot of people, but 8 people watching. That was, 8 people watching. That's pretty good, good sized crowd for me anyway, starting off. Hopefully it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Um, Funny thing, I've already covered everything that I had wanted to cover for the chat. So if anybody has anything in here that wants to talk about anything or bring up any past things that I can't even remember of what we've done, I could might be able to find the pictures in here and then throw them in here and see from any of those trips. I know we got and again, that's one of the reasons we did this whole unplanned, the reason I called it the unplanned adventure. Um, I started off with the average guy adventures, and it just seemed like I was, out here. It seemed a little weird. It didn't. I didn't like it as much. And then we went to the unplanned adventures, and all I could think about, that was one of the reasons I thought about the Paradise trip was when I said unplanned adventures, because yeah, and that's the fun ones is the adventures that you didn't plan, and then it all of a sudden happens. That's the ones you talk about. Hopefully nobody gets hurt when it happens, but that's the ones you talk about later on. And those of you just joining, like I said, I talked about earlier, you have to go back and look, and I'll put it up here. But I talked about the Groomer app. Again, I can't say enough about it. I want as many people to use it as possible. Um, the grooming, the people out there doing the grooming, they're doing it. They're volunteers. All of them are volunteers. At least I know in Indian River, they're all volunteers. They, uh, the guys working on it, doing stuff. These guys go out and you know groom all night long, and then they get up and go to work first thing in the morning. And I was thinking about this morning. I thought, man, as crazy as it is to go out there and groom all night long, and I think about the idea that they could probably go out there and groom till two in the morning, and then get up the next morning, and there could be fresh snow on the ground. Then they got to go out and plow their car out, and then try and go to work and work 8 hours, and then possibly go out and do it in the, like I said, they're doing it out of the, they're doing it as volunteers. They're all volunteers. Even the people working on them, the people doing that, and then it's not just the grooming. These guys throughout the summer and fall go out and do brush cleanup. They go out and clean these trails. DNR requires them to do a 12 by 12 box, so it has to be 12 foot high, 12 foot across. Has to be cleared. So, and it's quite a bit. And this last year was even worse because all the ice storm, all the stuff that was down, there was a lot of cleanup. And I'm pretty sure some of the clubs are still out doing cleanup. So, by all means, get out there if you can donate to them, if you can donate time, if you can help them out, anything you can offer, I'm sure these clubs will help you out. Petoskey, their grooming club or their grooming is part of the Petoskey Snowmobile Club. They do a or they do a breakfast on Sundays. Please look at find them on Facebook and before you ride all the way out there. But they do it on most Sundays, as long as during the winter, and it's not that expensive. It's all you can eat, and it's really good food. So you know, go out there and you can support them by doing that. Inland Lake Snowmobile Club and the Indian River Grooming Club, they are they are together but separate. Some of the same people that are in one club are in the other club, and vice versa. They do stuff together. So you know you can help them out by joining either one of those clubs. The grooming club is strictly grooming, but the Inland Lake Snowmobile Club, and so they commingle and do a lot of things, and some of that money trickles over, so that helps out. So by all means, help them out, whatever you can do. I might even, if it's possible, I might even start some type of a fund. Maybe people outside the area. Maybe you just get on here and you're from California, because I have some people that look like they're pretty far away that are subscribing. Maybe you're in California and you're just like, you know what, that sounds awesome. I'd like to see them keep doing that. Maybe someday I'll get out there. Um, they do a lot of the Inland Lake Snowmobile Club. They do a lot of things throughout the year. Right now, they're doing ringing the bell. They're doing ringing the bell at the different areas in Sheboygan, and I can even I'll get those locations and I'll put them out here tomorrow night. They do ring the bell. February, they do a ride for the blind, a group of people, and I believe they come from all over the country. They go to the ski resorts in the local area, and then they go out and they schedule a day where they go out and ride. And this is a pretty interesting time. Guys will show up there. They do the two up snowmobiles. They help them out. They take them for a ride around the trail, and it's just a very good time for the people that are doing it and the people that are supporting it. One year, I think it was 2 years ago, the snow was so bad that all they could do it was in one little park. But the people that were there, the people that showed up there to do that for the blind ride, it, the people, they enjoyed it so much that it didn't matter. It didn't matter that all they could do was go around the park. It was still just a lot of fun, good time. And every year I try and get up there, but unfortunately, my job requires me to do a bunch of stuff at that time, and it doesn't allow me to get out of the area around that time frame. So, but I keep hoping that one year, or I'll start, it'll free up and I'll start going up there and doing that blind ride, because that's pretty interesting for these guys to be able to do that. And I will say that one of my snowmobiles gets to participate, so I guess that's my contribution. Um, Trying to get this thing to transition, because I see there's more and more people that come in and out, and I want them to, again, the grooming app. I want you to get on there and use it. Uh-oh. Somehow, this makes me sign up these hotkeys, and the hotkeys don't want to see. They don't seem to want to work. But you can download this. You can download this in the App Store. It's called the Groomer Tracker app. You can download it in the App Store. It's $10 per club that's involved. Indian River is one of the clubs that's involved this year. I tried to click on it the other day, and it would not let me subscribe yet. So I'm thinking that it's not available. I thought maybe it was the app itself, but I tried a couple different clubs, and they all seemed to work, but that one did not. Uh, so we'll see. See what the issue is, or what the issue is. Hopefully, because I don't even know if the equipment has been installed yet. Um, I know that they are in the process of getting it on there, but I don't even know if it's been installed yet. This thing is really irritating me. Well, let's just put it to automatic here. Transition, and so now it's going to transition back and forth, and hopefully they're not too fast. I cut out that video too quick, so you guys are probably watching a video right now, but then it's gonna, and that's my little shout out to me, my little advertisement. So we're back on the Groomer app. Like I said, you can see it's scrolling through. It's going through a little quick, but again, you can, download this app. You can see all the different places in the area, and you can look at it. And there's a color coding that you can look at and tells you, um, green is in the last 12 hours. Purple is just the trail itself. So if you pull up the map and you just see purple, that means nothing's really happened at all. Um, and they haven't started grooming yet. But if you pull it up and it's green, that means they've done it in the last 12 hours. And if it's yellow, it's 12 to 24 hours since the last time they groomed. And then uh, red, it's over 24 hours since they groomed. Uh, I did hear one thing. What is it, Elmira down there? Larry's Bar. I heard it. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but just to say that I want to see businesses like that thrive, and I understand they're under new management, so I want to make sure that they uh, they keep on working. So if you're down in that area, please go down and support them as best you can. I'm not gonna say any of the jokes Dale and I talk about when we talk about that, but go down and support Larry's as best you can. Another place, again, not supported. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I always like to shout out Burt Lake Marina. They've taken care of me over the years and taken care of friends and family over the years. So I like to, shout out to them, and any other businesses, anything out in the area you want me to talk about, I will definitely do that. Um, Again, I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but Thirsty Sturgeon is one I hit all the time. And some of my videos, if you go on there, some of my videos even have Thirsty Sturgeon on there. So you'll be able to see that. So again, Groomer Tracker app, download it, check it out. Um, can't say enough about it because I really want to, I really want to see that get some attention, and I want to see people, um, join on there. I'm starting to say because I'm about to add something here. It's crazy. I got to do all this extra stuff on the fly. If I was a big production company, I'd have all these people in the background doing stuff. And that is the crazy thing that I would have never thought there was all this. I see these people make these videos, and I think, man, that must be, you know, it can't be that bad. Well, it is. There's a lot that goes into it. When I get off of here, I will probably go in there and start messing around with some stuff just to get it ready for tomorrow. Um, and then I won't do anything Wednesday. I will add some more stuff, and I want to reach out to a few people that I saw pictures on there. I saw pictures on Facebook, and I want to reach out to them, see if I can get permission to use those pictures, and um and uh be able to talk about the stories, and just like the guy from Clark Motel. I mean, he got on there. We started talking about, I think it was about 5 o'clock this morning. I looked down, I saw some stuff on my messenger. I started sending him messages. He started responding right away. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're responding, or we're talking to each other about uh, the stuff that he was experiencing with all the water and stuff that was up there. So I wanted to make sure, and I told him, I said, I want to make sure that we get a shout out to you, and talk about it. And I really meant to put his uh, I really meant to put his site in here, but I didn't get a chance. But I will tomorrow. I will put the page in here because I want to make sure that he gets recognized. I want people to you get up there and get to the Eckerman area and Strongs, and I want to make sure you get up there and be able to talk to him, and again, I need to get his name instead of just Clark Motel. But I was excited about talking about the different things he was dealing with and the rescues he was doing. I forgot to ask his name. So I will make sure I reach out to him and do that. Again, if you want to join Indian River snowmobiling, ATV, and water sports, by all means, please look it up on Facebook. Hit it. It's a private group. It's only people. Generally, it's only people. It has some different things to talk about, or some questions to get you into the site. Try your best to answer them. Um, one of them, if you don't know the answer to one of them, it's you're just not there. So you've probably never been there. But that they even make shirts now for Exit 310. And I'm trying to change the transition. The hotkeys on this thing does not work very well at all. It is not really sure what the deal is. It's supposed to be these little hotkeys, and I hit them, and then it's supposed to just you know what? Maybe it's my keyboard. Maybe my keyboard batteries are going bad. So you look at this page here, the unplanned adventure. Help me get there. Oh, now as soon as I hit it, it decides it's going to take off and change about 3 different things. You little jerk. But it's on Inland Lake Snowmobile Club right now, so let's just keep it on there. Inland Lake Snowmobile Club. You can get on there. You can find that page. I help run that one too. If you want to get on there, you can uh, follow. You can hit like and subscribe on some of the different videos. A lot of the stuff I do will cross pollinate between that page, the Unplanned Adventures page, and the group page. So you'll see a lot of that stuff. As a matter of fact, it was funny because one guy got on there the other day, and I was tagging everyone. I hit at everyone, so anybody in the club or in that group of the Indian River ATV and water sports was getting notifications, and he did not like that and got on there and said something. I didn't say anything crazy. I just was nice. I said, hey, I'm trying to publish my stuff. I wanted to be funny about it. I didn't think they would take it that funny. I wanted to get on there and say, I'm the one that created this group. I'll do what I want. But I didn't do that. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just trying to I I thought it'd be funny. But you probably wouldn't get my humor through the keyboard. So, with that said, I didn't do that, but I will do stuff on there. I was trying to do a live feed, a live stream onto that so people in the area could see it without having to go to YouTube. I did it one time, and the system I'm using, or the program I'm using, crashed. I've since then I have Starlink now, so I'm gonna actually I've got Starlink, and I'm gonna hook it up, and I've got to get it mounted to the side of the house. I think that's going to be what changes things and makes things a little bit better, because the Starlink will give me a more dedicated flow. I don't know if it would have today because of how bad the weather is, but Starlink for me is actually cheaper than what I was paying for the internet out here, and I think I'm going to be able to put it in such a way and then do some stuff in my house to get um, more consistent internet throughout the house. Plus, I'm testing this out for the place up in Michigan to see how it works here. Because if it works pretty good here, I'm also going to try and see if I can, mesh it out to my neighbors. And if it works here, I'm going to try and use it up there as well. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I've been on here about 49 minutes. I don't want to keep everybody. I appreciate anybody who come out here tonight to support me. Hopefully, I went a little bit better tonight. I think I did. I think I had a little bit better flow than I have. Again, this is just a learning curve, and I'm having a lot of fun learning how to do this. But I'm also hoping that I can get more and more subscribers out there and see where it goes. I'd like to see this grow as much as possible. Austin hit me up and just said I got to 100 subscribers. I, Mine still said 98. I hope he's right. Let's see here. Let's go to the dashboard. Look, I'm at 100, right at 100. So hopefully that holds. Thank you, Austin. Hopefully that holds. And it's not so when I went on there earlier, it was 105 this morning. I went on and put thank you. I went on there and did something, and I was reading. It said, yeah, you get bots and stuff like that, and then they'll go in there and look at it and they'll change it and go back. But again, I've been on here. Tell all your friends, like, subscribe. I'm going to also talk about some different gear. I'd like some people to call in. I'm gonna, if there's anything we want to talk about or put on here, and I'll even reach out and try and get it. Um, this winter, I've got a bunch of cameras, so I'm gonna have so much video. Matter of fact, I'm even talking to the guy at Clark Motel. I'm gonna probably send him a camera and a harness and a chest harness because I'd like him to go ahead and he said he has a hard time taking video because of everything that goes on and what goes into what he's doing. But I told him, I said, hey man, if you can put it on and hit play either when you're getting out of the truck or even on the way there and just let it go. I'll try and get a terabyte card and just let it go until the battery dies, and then he can just send it to me and we'll just see what happens. Thanks, Aaron, for the congrats on 100. And I'll just let I told him, I said, I'll get that stream that video from you from your rescues, and then I'll edit the whole thing. Take the videos out that show too much of the people, but that way we can and I'll even make him some videos and I'll send him the videos. He can post them on his stuff because I don't want to take credit for anything he's doing. I just want to get him out there and get him known, and maybe some people will help him out with that. And if there's other people out there doing this, I want to make sure that you guys can get out there and they can get some information out. If you have some type of club out there that does rescues and stuff like that, give me the information. Hit me up in here. Hit me up on the different sites. Um, that went to the wrong one, but hit me up on the different sites there, and I will have no problem getting your information out there. And I wanted to let me get this back up here because I want to as soon as I figure out it just wants to go to height videos. So somewhere I've hit some keys. But I will say, hopefully the person who sent me a message last night and said, "Hey, this isn't you're kind of messing up." Um, Hopefully they're back on here tonight. Maybe I did a better job. I hope I did. But again, I appreciate his feedback. I appreciate what he said, and it kind of it's helping me to do a little bit better. Maybe put a little more. Uh, Again, like I said, this is something I never would have thought of. That you have to put so much time and effort into cutting this. Plus, I had to learn a couple of different programs, but this is going to be fun. I think we'll get some information. I'm hoping more and more people will get on here and we will share information, share stories, share pictures. Again, I'm going to reach out to different people on Facebook and send some messages or send some stuff to them and see if I can't use their pictures for the different trail conditions that I see, so on and so forth. Really sure. It looks like it's really lagging behind because I'm talking about one thing and seeing it on there, and I'm watching the live feed, and it's way behind. Because I've actually pulled up a different overlay and was trying to scroll through that stuff again, but it does not want to do it. Very upsetting. And that one just wants to go to the wrong thing all the time. I can't tell what's going on. I don't know if it's seems like it's way behind. Huh. Well, the good thing is I do see myself over there just talking and talking and talking, but it still has not changed the screen. So I don't know if oh, you know what? It helps if I hit the live. You idiot. Um so that helps. see it now. You probably were watching me for a few minutes and you're like, yeah, he's not moving. What, did he freeze? No, not yet. I just wish this thing would work as far as changing. So now I've got to go here because I just want to, one more time, I want to shout out to the, oh, there it goes. That's what it was. I see what I'm doing here. All right. Learn something new every day. I wanted to change the, again, again, if you get a chance, go out to Indian River snowmobiling, ATV, and water sports. I've tried to live feed to this. It didn't work out. Um, but go out there, subscribe. I'm gonna add some more stuff. I might even start posting a lot more videos on there. See if they try and kick me out of it. Um, Also, the Unplanned Adventure page. Go to the Unplanned Adventure page. Like, subscribe, follow. Um, if you can't get on YouTube, you'll see stuff on here, vice versa. And I'm gonna do that. Plus, I'm on TikTok and Rumble under the same name, The Unplanned Adventure. Go on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Rumble, The Unplanned Adventure. I was talking this morning about the possibility of doing something on Twitch, but I don't know enough about it. That seems like more of a, I don't want to sound old, but that sounds like where the young guys go, the young kids. They're all on the Twitch. They're on that Twitch and stuff. And if you can, go on to the Inland Lakes Snowmobile Club. You can also follow that, like, and if you want to send me a message, I will help you get in there and get affiliated. Well, it's been an hour. I appreciate everybody coming out. I think I went a little bit longer than I expected to. And again, I'll be back on here 7:30 Eastern time, as long as the weather doesn't hold out. And I might even be able to do some videos here of some different snow. But again, I appreciate it. Thank you, and you guys have a nice night.